It feels certain. It feels devoted. It feels like love approaching without the usual noise, confusion, or emotional smoke. So right away, what I'm getting here is not a connection built on performance. This feels like somebody whose heart is moving towards you with a pure intention to care, to hold, to understand, and to love you in a way that does not keep changing every time the weather changes. The first card I'm seeing here is the Ace of Cups. And wow, this is beautiful because this is not dry interest. This is not casual attraction. This is emotional opening. The beginning of real feeling, a heart that wants to pour forward instead of hold back. And what makes this energy feel different is that I do not sense somebody calculating every move. I sense somebody feeling you deeply, somebody whose emotions begin to move naturally when they think of you, somebody who may not have all the words yet, but whose heart already knows it wants to move in your direction. Then right beside that, I'm seeing the Empress, and I love this for you. Because it tells me one reason this person wants to love you unconditionally is that your energy feels deeply receiving to their soul. Not because you are passive, not because you are empty, but because there is something about you that feels worthy of tenderness, worthy of care, worthy of devotion. I feel like this person sees softness in you, beauty in you, depth in you, and instead of wanting to control that, they want to protect it, they want to nurture it. And that is a very different kind of love because I keep getting this strong message that they are not approaching you like a challenge to win. They are approaching you like a truth to honor. The next card I'm seeing is the King of Cups. And wow, this tells me the emotional energy behind this person is much deeper than it may first appear. This is not someone who feels lightly. This is not someone who only shows up when it is easy. This is somebody whose feelings can run quietly but profoundly. Somebody who may hold a lot inside, but when they love with steadiness, with sincerity, with real emotional care. I'm also hearing something very specific here. I want to be gentle with you. That line feels important because it tells me this person may sense that you have been through things, maybe heartbreak, maybe emotional inconsistency, maybe times where you had to be stronger than you should have had to be. And I feel like something in them wants to answer that, not with pity, but with presence. With consistency, with emotional maturity, as if their soul is saying you should not have to brace yourself all the time. Love should not always feel like something you survive. Then we have the Star, and that makes this even more beautiful because the Star says this love carries healing in it, hope in it, a kind of spiritual softness that restores parts of you that may have gone quiet. I feel like this person looks at you and sees more than attraction. They see someone they want to cherish, someone they want to believe in, someone they want to pour goodness into. I mean, the kind of love that keeps choosing kindness, honesty, and care even when life is real. The card around your energy here is the Nine of Pentacles, and that is a gorgeous confirmation that you are not being loved because you are helpless. You are being loved because your self-worth is becoming visible. Your grace is becoming visible. The way you have carried yourself through life is becoming visible. This person sees that you have your own strength, your own beauty, your own inner richness. And instead of being threatened by that, they are drawn to it, deeply drawn to it. I'm also seeing the Two of Cups. And yes, this says the energy wants mutuality, not one-sided longing, not emotional guessing games. This wants a meeting, a joining, a bond where both people feel safe to bring their real heart forward. So one of the biggest messages here is that someone is wanting to love you in a way that feels equal, sincere, and emotionally honest. They do not want crumbs with you. They do not want confusion with you. They want closeness that is real. Then the final card I'm seeing here is Temperance, and I love this as the ending for the first part because it tells me this unconditional love is not rushed, frantic, or unstable. It is blending, healing, coming into right proportion. So the biggest message in this first part is this. Someone is moving towards you with a heart that wants to love gently, steadily, and without making you earn basic tenderness. They see your worth, they feel your depth, and what they want is not to play with your heart, but to meet it with devotion, patience, and emotional truth. The energy here is softer than obsession, deeper than infatuation, and steadier than fantasy. It feels like someone looking at you and not asking, how do I keep this exciting? But rather, how do I keep this safe, honest, and whole? The first card I'm seeing here is the Ten of Cups, and wow, this is beautiful. Because this is emotional fulfillment, shared joy, the feeling of being met, not managed. So, what I'm getting is that this person does not only want moments with you, they want emotional life with you. They want the ordinary tenderness too. The checking in, the staying, the warmth that keeps showing up after the butterflies settle. And that is important because unconditional love is not proven in the dramatic moments alone. It is proven in the repeated choice to remain kind, present, and true. Then right beside that, I'm seeing the Hierophant. And yes, this says the energy is serious. This person may not rush every word. They may not reveal every feeling in one breath. But deep down, they do not feel casual about you. They feel reverent. That is the word I keep getting, reverent. Like your heart is not something to play around with, like your presence should be approached carefully, like there is something sacred in the connection that asks for honesty, commitment, and maturity. I'm also hearing something clearly. I want to love them the right way. That line lands strongly because it tells me this person may already know that love around you has to be more than chemistry, more than attraction, more than good intentions that disappear under pressure. They want to bring structure to their care, consistency to their feelings, a real container for what they feel. And that is why this reading keeps feeling so different. This is not somebody wanting access to your tenderness without responsibility. This is somebody who wants the responsibility too. The next card I'm seeing is the Six of Cups, and that gives the love such a sweet emotional tone, because this says the way they feel around you is soft, familiar, and strangely healing. You may make them feel more like themselves, more open, more capable of innocence again. I feel that around you, this person remembers what it feels like to care without calculation, to be moved without trying to control the outcome. There is something about your energy that calls forward the gentler part of them, the part that still believes love can be real. Now the card around your energy is the Queen of Pentacles. And I love that here because it tells me this person sees you as someone deeply worth investing in. Not only emotionally beautiful, but grounding, warm, substantial. The kind of person who makes life feel richer by being in it. I feel like they notice your care, your effort, your quiet strength, and the way you carry love even when life has asked a lot from you that affects them. It makes them want to answer your energy with devotion rather than disruption. Then we have the Four of Wands, and wow, this is a strong confirmation that the love they want with you is not unstable. It wants peace, home, celebration. A feeling of landing. So if you have known connections that kept you in suspense, kept you overthinking, kept you half-fed emotionally, Spirit is saying this energy is different. This person does not want to keep you on edge. They want to create the kind of space where your nervous system can exhale, where your heart can stop racing, where love does not always feel like a test. I'm also seeing the Knight of Pentacles, and that is such a strong sign that they may come in steadily, gently, intentionally. This may not be the loudest person in the world when it comes to emotion at first, but what they feel has weight. It has staying power. They are willing to take their time if that means building something real with you. And honestly, that makes the energy trustworthy because unconditional love is not only about intensity, it is about reliability. It is about who still chooses the bond when everything is not new anymore. The final card I'm seeing here is the Sunday, and that is ending this part because it tells me their love wants to brighten your life, not complicate it. It wants openness, truth, joy. It wants a love that can be seen in daylight, not hidden in confusion. So the biggest message in the second part is this. Someone wants to love you in a way that feels devoted, full, grounded, and real. They want not only your heart, but the honor of caring for it properly. And Spirit keeps whispering that the love coming towards you does not want to condition itself on perfection. It wants to meet you fully and stay warm while doing it. Like rain reaching a garden after a long dry season, this part of the reading feels nourishing, patient, and alive with emotional promise. The energy here is not trying to impress you with noise. It is trying to reach you with sincerity. And what I'm getting now strongly is that this person does not only want to be close to you, they want to understand you. They want to love the parts of you that other people may have rushed past, misunderstood, or treated like they were too much. The first card I'm seeing here is the Queen of Cups. And wow, this is beautiful because it tells me your emotional world is one of the very things pulling this person toward you. Your softness, your depth, your intuition, the way you feel things fully. The way your heart can stay open even after life has tested it. I feel like this person is not afraid of your emotions. They are moved by them. They do not look at your tenderness and think burden. They look at it and feel trust, reverence, a desire to be careful with something precious. Then right beside that, I'm seeing the Page of Cups, and this makes the energy even sweeter. Because it tells me this person's love may arrive with gentleness first, small signs, tender gestures. A soft honesty, moments that say, I see you, without trying to overwhelm you. This feels like someone who wants to earn closeness, not force it. Someone who understands that real love is not proven by rushing into intensity. It is proven by how safe they make your heart feel while the connection grows. I keep hearing something clearly here. You should not have to hide the sensitive parts of yourself. That line lands deeply because I feel this person senses that you may have learned to protect yourself by minimizing your needs, your feelings, your tenderness, or your desire for consistency. And something in them wants to answer that old pain with steadiness, with patience, with a love that does not punish you for needing reassurance, honesty, or care. The next card I'm seeing is the Six of Pentacles, and I love this so much because it says the love they want to give is reciprocal, balanced, mutual. They do not want you pouring from an empty cup while they simply receive. They want to give too, to offer too, to make you feel met. There is a generosity in this person's heart that feels important. Emotional generosity, the kind that pays attention, the kind that notices when you are tired, quiet, overwhelmed, glowing, or trying to be strong. They want to respond to you, not overlook you. Now the card around your energy is the Star, and this is a gorgeous confirmation that your presence feels healing to them. Hopeful, rare, almost like being near you reminds them that love does not have to be harsh to be powerful. I feel like this person may have come from emotional climates where love was inconsistent, guarded, withheld, or complicated, but with you, something simpler opens, something cleaner, something more honest. And that is part of why they want to love you unconditionally. You awaken the part of them that is still capable of pure devotion. Then we have the Two of Cups, and yes, this says they are not imagining one-sided adoration. They want meeting, shared feeling, emotional truth flowing both ways. They want your heart. Yes, but not as a prize, as a partnership, as a bond. They want the kind of love where two people soften into each other and become more whole without losing themselves. And I have to say, that is one of the most beautiful things here. This person does not want to love you from a distance forever. They want to build closeness with you in real life. I'm also seeing the Four of Swords in reverse, and that tells me some quiet period is ending, maybe in them, maybe in your love life, maybe in the emotional atmosphere around this connection. The stillness is breaking. The emotional pause is ending. It is like love is waking up after a long rest and saying, enough silence now, enough holding back, enough pretending the heart does not want what it clearly wants. The final card I'm seeing here is the Ten of Pentacles. And wow, that gives the whole reading such depth because this says the love they want to offer is not temporary sweetness alone. It is lasting care, long-term devotion, a life that can actually hold the tenderness they feel. So the biggest message in this third part is this. Someone wants to love you with patience, reciprocity, emotional gentleness, and real long-term intention. They do not want you to hide your heart. They want to make a home for it. And Spirit keeps whispering one more thing very low here. The love that is coming does not want the polished version of you only. It wants the whole you, the tender you, the healing you, the still learning you, the beautifully human you, and that is exactly why this love feels so safe. Like a hand learning the shape of something precious in the dark. This part of the reading feels careful, deliberate, and full of quiet devotion. Nothing here feels reckless. Nothing here feels like somebody chasing a fantasy and calling it love. What I'm getting instead is a heart that wants to know how to care for you properly. A heart that does not only want to be chosen by you, but wants to become worthy of what your heart actually needs. The first card I'm seeing here is the King of Pentacles. And wow, this is beautiful because it tells me this person's love has substance in it, weight in it, reliability in it. This is not somebody who wants to appear caring for a moment and then disappear the second life asks something real of them. No, this feels like someone who wants to show love through consistency, through presence, through making your life feel steadier instead of more uncertain. And that matters because unconditional love is not only words, it is what remains dependable when the mood changes, when the day gets long, when life becomes real. Then right beside that, I'm seeing the Ace of Pentacles. And that is such a strong sign that this love wants form, a real beginning, a real offer, a real chance to build something tangible with you. I feel like this person does not want to leave their affection floating in the air forever. They want to put care into action. They want to show you. They want to create a space where the love can actually live, not just be imagined. And I have to say, there is something so grounding about that. Because I feel many of you have known what it is like when people feel deeply but act weakly. This is different. This is someone whose heart is teaching them to become more solid. I keep hearing something very clearly here. I want to make your life softer. That line lands deeply because it tells me this person notices more than you think. They notice the way you carry things, the way you hold yourself together, the way you may smile even when there is tiredness underneath. And something in them wants to answer that with support, with steadiness, with practical tenderness, the kind of love that asks, how can I ease your heart? How can I make your world feel safer? How can I become a place where you do not always have to be strong? Now the card around your energy is the High Priestess, and I love this here because it tells me this person feels that there is a deep, sacred inner world inside you. You're not surface level to them. You're not someone they want to approach carelessly. There's mystery around you, yes, but not the kind that makes them pull away. It makes them lean in with respect. They sense your depth. They sense your sensitivity. They sense that to love you well, they have to listen beyond words, and I feel like they are willing to do that. Then we have the Four of Wands, and wow, this is such a tender confirmation because it says the love they want to bring. It feels like home peace, warmth, a nervous system settling, a heart exhaling. This person does not want a connection that keeps you guessing all the time. They want one that feels celebratory and safe at once, joyful and grounded at once. I mean, the kind of love where even silence together feels kind because the foundation underneath it is trustworthy. I'm also seeing the Knight of Cups, and that tells me their affection has romance in it too. Sweetness, emotional expression. The wish to tell you, show you, offer something heartfelt. So this is not only practical care, it is soul care. They may want to speak beautifully to you, move gently with you, and let you know that your heart inspires tenderness in them. And honestly, that combination is rare. Romance plus steadiness, feeling plus reliability, softness plus action. Then the final card I'm seeing here is the Ten of Cups. Beautiful because this says the love they want to give is emotionally complete, not perfect, not performance-based, but wholehearted. So the biggest message in this fourth part is this. Someone wants to love you in a way that feels safe, steady, romantic, and deeply intentional. They want to bring love into form. They want to care for your real life, not only your fantasy self, and Spirit keeps saying that this person's heart is not asking how little they can give while still keeping you. It is asking how fully they can love you without making you doubt their care. And that is exactly why this energy feels like a blessing. Heart, Sevi next, and Spirit keeps whispering one more thing here. This love is not arriving to test how much pain you can tolerate. It is arriving to remind you what tenderness feels like when it is chosen again. And again, slowly, clearly, without making you beg for it. No tricks, no coldness. Just a heart learning how to stay with love. Like a candle being lit in a room that forgot warmth. This part feels tender, glowing, and deeply personal. The energy here is not only about being chosen, it is about being cherished. It is about somebody wanting to know the language of your heart well enough to love you in a way that actually reaches you. And that is what feels so different here. This is not a person asking, how do I keep them interested? This is a person asking, how do I make them feel safe enough to open and safe enough to stay open? The first card I'm seeing here is the Lovers. And wow, this brings such a beautiful depth to the reading. because this says their desire to love you is not random, shallow, or convenient. It feels aligned, intentional, soul level in some way. I feel like when this person thinks about you, they do not only think in terms of attraction, they think in terms of meaning, connection, a real meeting of hearts. You feel like someone they could choose with their whole chest, not someone they would keep in the corner of their life, half claimed and half confused. Then right beside that, I'm seeing the Six of Cups, and this makes the love feel even softer, because it tells me there is innocence in what they feel, a sweetness, a tenderness that does not need to dominate in order to be strong. I feel like you bring out the gentler side of this person, the part of them that wants to care, protect, laugh, remember little things, hold emotional detail, and make love feel simple in the best way. You may remind them of emotional honesty, of pure feeling, of the kind of affection that does not come with hidden traps attached. And for somebody who may have known harder, colder, or more conditional dynamics in the past, that is deeply moving. I keep hearing something clearly here. I want to know what makes them feel loved. That line is everything because it tells me this person is not trying to give you the love they find easiest. They want to give you the love that actually lands in your heart. They want to learn you, learn your silences, learn your comfort points, learn what helps you trust, learn what makes you smile when you are tired, learn what kind of reassurance reaches you when words alone are not enough. That kind of curiosity is love in action, and it feels very present here. Now, the card around your energy is the moon, and I actually love this in the reading because it tells me this person senses there are hidden layers in you, maybe old fears, maybe guarded places, maybe tenderness. You do not reveal all at once. But what is beautiful is that they are not scared away by what they cannot immediately understand. They are moved by it. They want to approach those hidden spaces gently, respectfully. They do not want to force your unfolding. They want to earn it. Then we have the Emperor in reverse. And this is interesting because it tells me part of what makes this love unconditional is that it does not want control. This person may be unlearning old patterns around dominance, emotional distance, rigidity, or needing everything to go their way. In other words, love is changing them too. Loving you is teaching them that real devotion is not about power over someone. It is about stewardship, care, emotional responsibility, the willingness to soften where they used to harden. I'm also seeing the Three of Pentacles, and that is such a beautiful sign that they want partnership with you. They want to build with you, collaborate with you, meet you halfway. So if you have been through love where you felt like you were carrying the emotional weight alone, Spirit is saying this person wants to participate. They want to listen, adjust, learn, and show up. They do not want to love you from a distance while you do all the work of making it function. They want to be inside the effort with you. Then the final card I'm seeing here is the Ten of Pentacles. And wow, that says so much because it tells me their heart is not just dreaming of fleeting closeness. It is dreaming of lasting care, of a life that can hold tenderness over time, of choosing you not only in the beginning, but in the middle and in the ordinary moments too. So the biggest message in this fifth part is this. Someone wants to love you by learning your heart, honoring your hidden layers, softening old patterns within themselves, and building a bond that feels emotionally generous and long-lasting. This is not conditional affection. This is a heart saying, I am willing to understand you, not just admire you. And Spirit keeps whispering that the love coming towards you wants to be deep enough to hold your truth, gentle enough to protect your softness, and steady enough to stay. The energy here is not asking whether love exists for you. It is answering quietly, clearly, beautifully. And what it is saying is this: the love coming towards you is not trying to measure your worth before it gives. It is not waiting for you to become easier, shinier, less emotional, less complex, or more convenient. Number. This feels like a heart that wants to meet you as you are and keep choosing tenderness anyway. The first card I'm seeing here is the Sunday. And wow, this is such a radiant confirmation because this says the love approaching you wants truth, openness, and joy. It does not want to hide you. It does not want to confuse you. It does not want to keep you under emotional clouds while calling that passion. Number, it wants light. The kind of light where affection is not a puzzle. The kind of light where your heart is allowed to relax and bloom instead of constantly defending itself. Then right beside that, I'm seeing the Ace of Cups again. and that is so beautiful. Because it tells me this person's desire to love you is still pure at the center, not perfect, not performative, not built on pressure, pure. I feel like this person's heart wants to overflow toward you, wants to comfort you, wants to pour care where life may have poured confusion before. And I keep hearing something clearly. I want you to feel loved every day, not only on the easy days. That line means everything because unconditional love is not proven when everything feels magical and effortless. It is proven in consistency, in the willingness to stay soft when life is real. This person may not be flawless, but what they want with you feels sincere enough to keep learning love instead of giving up on it. Now the card around your energy is the Empress, and I love that so much for the ending. Because it says the version of you being loved here is not the over-explaining version, not the over-performing version, not the version of you that bends itself into whatever keeps peace for everyone else. Number it is the true you, the naturally radiant you, the deeply feeling you, the worthy